All right, moving right along. Now we got all the counters to the takedowns. So we're going to counter the double leg, counter the single leg, and counter the body clinch as well. There's 3 very basic drills, exercises, and techniques that we use to counter the takedown. Most important thing is that you get your hips away from that person. Do not let them get your hips. They get control of their hips, your hips, they will control your body, and they will eventually get you down. May not be on the initial impact, but eventually if they get inside and get your hips or your legs, they're going to run you down. So this is the part that we need to protect, from here to here. Get those away immediately, and we'll do the techniques right now. Your first and strongest technique for blocking any takedown is sprawling, getting your hips and your legs away. So if that person comes in for these and to attack these, I'm immediately going to throw them back and get rid of them and drive them into the ground. Hey, look at the way my body's arched. Anything hitting me is going to immediately slide down and go directly into the ground, and all that power is going to be wasted. If I stay up and the power comes through me, I'll go down. So the second I see a commitment from him and I see his intention, I have to get this back and get my hips away and get myself down immediately. That's my sprawl. That one's my biggest defense for all of my takedowns. We'll get a body in here. Come on, Big Danny. So when this person comes in and I see his intention for here, my goal is to get everything away. And if I stay in a fighting stance, it's very easy to catch him with my forearms or just to stick my hands out like I'm punching. And then that'll give me a little more time and a little distance where I can see these coming in. I can see his commitment to come in there. Immediately I want to get everything back and out. So we do it again. When I do my drill, when I do some partner training, what I want to do for my partner training is just timing and technique, practical application. So I want you to make the intention. I'm going to go ahead and do my sprawl, but I'm going to do it a little far away from you so I don't smash you every time. Because I want you to get your drill and I want me to get my drill. Okay? So go ahead and make a commitment for my leg. Always. Ooh. And again. Everything away. When I see it, everything away. Everything away. Don't let him inside. The second he gets inside and he gets a hold of these, I'm going down. That's my power source. I'm going down. My first one, most important one, is my sprawl. Now, once we learn to sprawl, or once we get some technique and we get a person here to help me and work with, now I want to start sprawling to different angles. And the reason I do that is, if his power source is coming here, if I sprawl here, I'm still going to be in front of him. But if I sprawl over here, now when I come up, I'll come up on his side and have power. So I can come right up and knee him in the head or do whatever comes after that. So we're going to do a couple drills. I'm going to sprawl straight, then I'm going to start sprawling to the side, and we'll just kind of play with it a little bit. Okay, so we'll just take our time. Here we go. That's my sprawl. Hips all the way out, body up, stop the takedown. We'll do it again, and again, and again. So now I sprawl to the side a little bit, which means when I come up, I'm going to have different power than he does. He's not going to have anything over me. So the first person to get up here is going to win the game. Ready? Okay, go. Oh! So that's your drill. Application is a person, and your technique is always the same. Hips all the way out, drive him to the mat, so your body looks like this. That'll stop him and anything coming inside. The single leg takedown, so that's everything for the double, is my sprawl. The single leg takedown, what I want to do is, if I can't get my leg out in time and get myself blocked, I'm going to reach around and I'm going to grab the face. That's going to stop all of his forward momentum when I grab this and I wrench it the other way. Come again? So if he gets inside of me, it's too late for me to sprawl. I may give it a little bit. If I don't go anywhere, I'm going to reach back and grab the tip of all of his power, and I'm just going to wrench it. That'll open him up, lift him right off of my leg. The other thing I can do, grab my single, pick it up. Once he gets me up here on my single, it's hard to get out of it. What I can do is my Harley starter. If you got a Harley, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't, here's what I do. I'm going to angle all my weight forward. I'm going to pop this leg out. I'm doing essentially the same thing as my sprawl. I'm going to angle all my weight forward. I'm going to rip this leg out. Get myself back up. We counter that one. Counter the single leg pick. What happens is you get a guy do single. If I don't get this in time, lift my leg up. See, now my head becomes less and less effective. If he lifts the leg up, I'll just take that leg, hardly start it out, get myself in a better position. Doink. These are my single leg counters, so come again with the single. The other thing I can do for the single is I can get his head back in the center. I can essentially sprawl again and basically stop the same motion. So stay low. If he picks this down here, if I can get him back in the center, I can immediately sprawl out again. Go back to my sprawl, which is my most effective and easiest counter for the takedown. We'll do single again. Pick it up. Hardly starter. Immediately. Do the single and just hang on, try and take me down. And grab the head immediately. We'll change the direction of his power and make it so much harder for him to shoot through you and take you down. He'll be stuck on your leg. That's what we want to work on. Okay, so we're going to move right into the block for the body clinches. We showed the body clinch initially in the beginning. That's just getting through the power, grabbing onto the body, making trips, making turns. Safe, easy, not as powerful, but good for countering the striking. We're going to take that same clinch and we're going to do all the counters from it. What's important on that, he's just trying to get control of my body here. He's just trying to grab around my body, twist me, turn me, trip me, run me down. What I need is to regain control of my body. The way I do that is I'm always going to swim inside and try and get 2 under. Because the second I'm 2 under, I have the clinch, and he doesn't. Oop, go ahead. So my drill is always swimming. This is our drill that we learned to get inside. I just swim my arms. When he puts one in, I put one in. He puts one in, I put one in. And I want to get this accustomed so that I can do it quickly when things are happening. People are shooting, people are punching. I always want to try and be able to get my arms inside. My technique and my drill are come for your clinch, come for your clinch, come for your clinch, come for your clinch. I'm always just trying to get 2 inside. And if I don't get them inside right off, that's okay, because I'm going to swim them inside. The great part about counter is, if he comes for the clinch, I can counter. Immediately after my counter, I have exactly the same things he would have had he clinched me. So my double underhooks are always, always good. If I get in a wrestling match with someone, my best place to be is 2 under, because then I have control of the body. Then I can do any trips, turns, anything I want to do if I have 2 under. So your drill, swimming inside, your technique, closing the distance, catching. Closing the distance, catching. Closing the distance, and catching. Always 2 inside. If I only get 1 inside, and I get some power and he hits me, a lot of times I'll be turned. Don't be scared by that. Go with it. If he comes in my body and hits me, boom, and I only get 1 inside, that's okay. I'm going to go with it. I immediately turn in the same pattern that he goes. So this is my hip throw or my whizzer position. And this comes from 1 underhook under. So if I don't get 2, and I get trapped up in here, if he keeps coming with me and pushing me, I can always just turn and throw my hip inside. Now what this gives me is I have a butt, it's blocking his forward motion. And I also have control of his upper body. All I really need to do is pull this one down and lift the other one up, and I'll essentially be able to whip him around. It works especially true if he keeps coming and pushing into my body. The more he pushes, the more I can just go, okay, keep going. I'm going to let you go this way. If I can't get 2 under, swim 1 inside. If I get stuck here, I'm going to take a step backwards, switch my feet around. Immediately come into this, where I have power. Now my whizzer can be here, or I can get up tight under the shoulder and throw him with my butt. Lift my butt up. like my judo, hip toss, kind of butt throw there. But it all comes from my one underhook. If I don't get all the way inside, keep pushing me, here's what happens. I don't have to stay and fight his power. I can turn and dump it. The way I practice this drill is I want to grab and I want to dump. Grab, dump. Grab, dump. Grab, dump. I want to hit him directly in the middle of his leg with my butt. Really land it in there solid and really have a tight grip here. Now, if that power keeps coming forward, this one's going to stop him immediately. And if I grab anything or if I pull down and lift, his power is going to go around me. That's my single underhook, whizzer, hip toss. The other way I can set it up is if I'm in tight here, I can just jump right into it and try my throw. So if I'm in tight, I can just jump right in and go right into my toss. But it's most important that I hit him with my butt. If I don't hit him with my butt, there's nothing to stop this leg. And I can't move him over it. He's just going to push through me. Hit him with your butt, and pull him down. Hit him with your butt, and pull him down. That's my drill. The way you can practice it, if you don't have a person, get a bungee off of a wall, any kind of bungee, shoulder resistance bungee, and just practice this. Judo toss. Judo toss. Build up that power of turning and whipping. So anything that comes at you, if you can't stop it directly, you can always step out of the way and turn it down. Those would be our two counters for the double leg and the single leg and the body clinch. Now the trips, it's very important if he gets inside of my body not to let him get around my legs. Because the second he gets around my legs, wrap my leg up, I'm going down immediately. So if I get inside like this and he grabs my waist, I got to bring my hips back. Try and get some power back into this situation. I always, of course, want to swim inside and get two under. But if I can't do that, I just want to get my hips away so he can't do any of these trips and turns we were working on earlier. If this stalls and he doesn't move, I can always jump back in and try this toss. Or I can swim myself back in, get two under where we're even again. But the second he gets under me and gets close to me, I'm in serious trouble. Throws, trips. Do this one where you just step and turn me over your leg. Okay, this one is very dangerous, and I'm going to go immediately. So the second he steps, step your leg, step your leg, step your leg. I have to keep him out. If I get enough space to turn, and I'll give my butt, and I'll go all the way around and not fight the power. So what you have to realize is that the takedown for him is most effective when he rushes you or when he develops that power source and really comes into your body. When he comes in there, you have two options. Get your power source away and stop it completely by dropping all the way down, getting them arms inside and stop it by creating a barrier. Or if you can't stop it, turning and letting it go around you and just whipping it around you, not even trying that wall. Just let it flow through you and past you. Those are going to be your three keys for really, really blocking a takedown. There's other things. The outside heel pick, come from my heel pick. It's very simple. I just lift my leg out of the way, and I don't have to worry that much about it. What other strange things can you do? There's the go ahead and fake. I just need to be sharp, and I need to know that once that head level drops and he's down here, he's not going to punch me anymore. He's not going to kick me anymore. He's made the decision to come in and try and close that distance. What I need to do is I need to protect what he's after, move it out of the way, and get some power back into myself so that I can strike or come back immediately for the wrestle. The way you do it is just get a partner. Just try and touch my leg. Ooh. Try and touch my leg. Oh, I got my leg. Try and touch my leg. Ah! Okay, that's all you need. Speed, agility, technique. So that the minute you see him make that decision, you can react and not have to think about it. Those are going to be all of your best takedowns and counter takedowns for combat and grappling. Our next important step that we want to take in doing takedowns and counters is once I take someone down, I immediately want to move to a dominant position or a controlled position. So I've got the person down, neutralize the threat of striking, and I immediately need to go to the strongest position that I can be in, do as much damage or do as many submissions or whatever is possible. So we'll bring someone on. Come on, little Danny. I'm going to go through all the takedowns that we did, and then as soon as he goes down, I'm going to immediately counter to some very good control positions, and we'll kind of explore those from there. So let's see. Let's get you right here. And just relax. So my double leg again, power position, head up, straight through the body, and run him down. The second I know he's committed to going down, I need to make my position change. So that's probably right in there. When I know he's not going to get back up is when I need to make my position change. So I should be in here, nice and deep. As soon as I know he's not going to go, I'm going to make my position change. Automatic as part of my movement. What I do to do that is, come close, crouch right in front of me. What I do to do that is once I make this impact and he starts to fall, I'm going to go ahead and push these legs together and get him as close as I can, and then I'm going to try and pass around him. So when I come around, I'm already around his legs. A lot of times that'll be hard. The guy will be trying to pull his feet back. He'll be trying to get strong, get his feet away from you. Keep it as a general rule. If I get inside good and I make this impact and I'm driving with my head, I'm going to try and pinch these and then push them past me as I go. So you notice my arm stays behind and my body advances. Then I can come back with the rest of my body and make it one motion as a takedown. I'm going to do it again. Let's try and cheat you right here in this stance. Yeah. So I'm deep inside as I make my impact, and I know he's going to go down. I'm immediately just going to push his legs out of the way and try and bring my body around. Then I can advance my upper body to follow. Then I'm in position. My key to my position, of course, is all of my body weight on top of that person. That'll give me control. Okay. On the single leg, most times what happens when I switch your stance, most times what happens on a single leg is I'll get a good pinch, but he won't fall down immediately. He'll start twisting around or whatever, and I'll have to lift him up and actually turn him down. The second I turn him somewhere, I need to get these things away from me. So I'm going to turn, lift, and go to position. Automatic, one motion. My position, my catch, if he doesn't go down, turn, lift, automatically in position. Come again. In tight. I get the leg sucked up. If he doesn't go down and I can't run him this way, then I'm just going to turn him with my shoulder. And as soon as I get him turned and I throw him, I'm going to throw him the other way, come to my position. Again, it's just all my body weight in control. If I do my heel pick, it's going to make it a little more dangerous for me to get back in control, but it will get him down. So my heel pick was outside here and a lift. Now he's not down yet, so I need a little bit of work to find out where he's going to go down. Best thing to do is just keep lifting this thing. And I'll pretty much decide where he falls. As soon as he falls, I need to make a counter. And that counter is either this way, drop the hip and turn the body, or because I had this, throwing this and coming back in. So when we do our techniques and we have a good partner to drill with, we want to drill everything. We want it to be one seamless motion. So I'm not just in the gym doing takedowns. I'm doing striking takedowns to a controlled position all the time. So it'll look like this. I'm going to go boom, takedown, shift, position. Boom, takedown, shift, position. Always, every time, every time. And the outside, we'll pick the outside heel. Pick, boom, lift, kick in the groin. Fall down, fall down, fall down. So now I got my choice. I can come through here with the knee and drop it, turn and face him, or I can move it out of the way, drive my hips down, control. The last thing I want to show you, it's part of takedowns. They are the dangerous part of the holds. And every throw and every hold is designed to do as much damage as humanly possible, besides getting that person off their feet. All the takedowns we've done have been very safe, not only for myself, but also for my opponent. They're just taking the hips down, breaking down his power source. We're going to take that a step further. We're going to get him up in the air, start jeopardizing him for being able to be taken down. The first one is my position of my takedown. If I get stopped here, pull your legs back and stop me. If I get stopped here, I'm not going anywhere. But where I can go is I can go around him, and I can lift him up. Drop him on his head. And that's always very helpful when you drop people on their head. This is called my body lift. The way I train it is different from my technique. My technique is, what happens is I usually make impact, and he stops it. Then I have to step around and get strong again. That's one leg up. This is right here. Now I have power to lift. What usually happens is I get for a good body clinch, he'll try and choke me, which is perfect, because the more he chokes me, the closer I get to him, and the easier it is for me to lift him up when he's choking me. I know exactly where his body is. The way I train it like a conditioning drill. I start in exactly the, go ahead and square your legs up. I start in exactly the position I need to be in, and I do reps. 1, 2, 3. I train it just like an exercise. So when it happens in a live situations, I'm just stepping and lifting and breathing, and it's done. When you lift someone this way, be sure you step strong, knees bent, head up, lift all the way up. The higher you lift your hand, the higher his feet will go, the lower his head will be, so you can drop him on his head. Most effective. Second thing, in destructive holds, since we're talking about destructive holds, in my body clinch, once I turn around someone, I have the ability to do anything I want to the back of them. Staying behind them is kind of dangerous because your legs are here. I would recommend coming off to the side and putting your hips right on his leg. And pushing here, throwing him on his head over your shoulder. So this is another dangerous hold that once you get it, you want to drop him right on his head. Your motion is just this. Just stay here. I'm not going to throw you. Okay? That's where you want his head to be. That's your technique. If you're going to train with a partner, get a crash pad so you're comfortable. You don't hurt anyone when you do it, especially on this lift and on the throw where you're whipping his neck around. This is my clinch. The way I get around him is I throw him. Now I'm on his back. I'll get on one of those legs so I can block it. And I'm just going to lift him and turn him. Every throw is aiming for this. Every throw is just like a strike. You want to hit that head, try to stun him so you can get somewhere else, a better position. So if I were to throw him, head, I'm immediately going to go for a better position as part of my work. I'm never going to just throw him and then chill. Everything is take down, position. Okay, that's good. Now we'll do another drill. Everything is take down, position, next drill. We never just stop with the takedown. It's never enough. Fight's not over just because you took somebody down, unless you throw them on top of their head. Then it might be over. Let's see. Pick my heel. If I have a heel pick, there are ways to get out of it, but they're not very few. They're not very many. This is very dangerous because he has me up. I can always go down, try and pull my leg out, but now I'm in a downed position, which is not as effective. You can always do the old Bruce Lee kick, spin around with your heel and kick him. I wouldn't recommend that. Keep it very, very, very simple. He picks my heel, I'm going to kick it into him. Try and get closer. Because at least if I'm closer, I know I can hardly start, do those other things to get out of the technique. I know if I'm closer that I can grab onto him, and at least I'm not going to get thrown on my head He'll come with me when I go. I can push in, or I can pull directly out. Straight in, or straight out. Always, in and out, in and out. Never going to pull side, 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 like that. Rip it in, rip it out. Grab onto him or get completely away. This one's a hard one to get away from, so be very careful. If you get caught up in here, make a decision. Either get low to the ground or get close to his body. You don't want to play around with it. So those are our takedowns. They're very simple, very basic. Everything is simple angles, 45 degrees, chin to chest, head up, back straight, elbows in. All of your lifts, 90 degrees, head up, high as you can go. All of your turns, nice and tight. Turn the hip around. All of your sprawls are hips down. All of your underhooks are 2 inside, hips out. 2 inside, hips out. And all of your swimming is in, 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 in. I've trained in those techniques for the last 7 years. And those are the only ones that I use. They are that effective. Learn them perfect. When you go into combat, you go into competition, they'll work perfectly for you, I guarantee it. Okay, once again, I'm Frank Shamrock. Thanks again for showing up, training with me. Remember, always warm up, always stretch out before and after you train. Be kind to your partner. Be good to your body. Listen to what it says. We'll tell you exactly what it needs to do. Remember all your angles. Be technical. Have a good time. Enjoy yourself. Be safe. And I'll see you next time.